nations had more undertakers and grave diggers than farmhands and cowboys. Under these heavy, dreary conditions, it was no wonder that Upper Canada had a booming space program, could boom, since the competition had committed hara-kiri on its Napoleon cannon and its cavalry swords. One night, President Davis, hearing about the latest stunning advances and bustling social activity in Cultus Creek, space capital of the Upper Canadas, and then getting a report on the latest casualty figures from Dudley Peabody, went on a all-night drinking binge, during which he reportedly shouted out the gallery windows of the Grey House, "A Cultus Creek whore could fudge the men better than Dudley Peabody could." One thing led to another, and the synapses in both Lincoln and Davis fired, and soon agents for both nations were looking in Cultus Creek whorehouses for the right candidate to lead their respective armies and war machines. Deals were struck, payments were made, and soon Burnside and Peabody were sacked. To the north went Sully S. Grant, and to the Confederate side hastened the ex-whore Roberta Eliza Lee. The great pillow fight battles soon replaced the deadly, bloody ones of the past years, and although the war between the states dragged on for a bit longer, American mothers, fathers, wives, and sisters breathed a sigh of relief. Thus, by the middle of 1866, the two ex-Hooker generals were winding down their affairs in a reunited union of the states, and were looking for fertile new fields of endeavor. Meanwhile, in Cultus Creek itself, the members of Colonel Black's previous space voyage to explore the abandoned cave caverns of Mars, Dianus Mare, were experiencing symptoms, sniffles, and sneezes. Black himself didn't know why. Only certain members of the crew experienced severe reactions upon their return to Earth. In those days, people were not yet aware of the more dangerous side of the dragon huntresses, namely that the apparently docile beasts could transfer their human personalities back and forth into their own bodies and to the bodies of their young, which they call the Schlagen Frauleins, and use their mental screens to shape considerably less threatening and more alien travelers' appearances. 3 of the crew members of the previous expedition had been caught in this situation, and after the mind transfer into shape-shifting lunar snake maidens, had decided to keep quiet under alien condition from the other crew members when they returned to the Black Velvet. That had been easy for the 2 afflicted adults, Scarlett Boothby and David Gears, but had proven problematic for young 11-year-old Thomas Edison. who had discovered his alien body was already occupied with the mind of a similarly aged young insect girl alien named Elysiade, who had been caught 5 centuries previously by the lunar dragon lady's stalkers. By the time Thomas Edison invaded her privacy in her body, Lady Elysiade had managed to get her host to take on the shape of a Chipteran wasp queen, which was the sort of Frankenstein monster of her species. Thus, Edison had caught her unawares while she dozed and had gone off, marching back to the Earth space capsule in an alien body that obeyed his will, at least temporarily, and whim, and had taken on the shape of an 11-year-old white man. So, after the partying aboard Black Velvet Lounge had ended, young Thomas had gone to be a young man and had woken up 16 hours earlier in the horrible body of an insect queen wasp, which is when he first discovered the existence of Elysiade. And this is where he discovered that he was an intruder in someone else's home. He'd written off that condition as something to do with his alien biology rather than their mind within him. The possibility of this dragon, okay, and that is that.